Hey, what up guys, Vesper here. I just want to make a follow-up video on that last bit of juicy Project L news that we had recently. Riot was being very sneaky, hush, sending out private invites to people in the LA area. And it is now confirmed that these private in-person playtests for Project L are actually starting on Friday, April 23rd. These are like 6-hour play sessions day by day from Friday to Sunday to April 25th. And that's this weekend coming up, by the way. So by the time this video rolls out, it'll be this weekend. Or at least the next playtest, quotation marks, if it hasn't already happened, right? And this is just the one that we're hearing about, and they already did it last weekend. But anyways, the beacon, so to speak, of all this information, the source of all this information, is verified by the skilled Roy, who has done a fantastic job, by the way, gathering all this information for us on Project L. A really cool guy. Definitely check out his channel, guys, if you guys are hungry for more Project L news. Now, the information also shows a high chance of further invites being rolled out for private testing next month. Okay, so some people have got these invites, but they haven't been invited to this particular weekend. So we suspect that it'll probably be next month, and they'll be doing a lot of play testing, even though these are only like small 6-hour play sessions. These guys also get to invite friends as well. So even though it's a very small group of people, there's going to be a bunch of people in the LA area that have probably gotten a chance to play this. Now, there might be someone that we know too, which would be awesome as well. Now, if you guys are expecting some leaks though, by the way, it is pretty unlikely. Word on the street is that the NDA and precautions being taken are pretty hardcore, not to mention this is all done only locally in the LA area in person. Alright, don't expect these guys to let you walk in with your phones. When they walk into the Riot HQ, it's gonna be like walking into the Pentagon, man, with retina scanners and all that shit. So don't expect it like me and Killy at E3 walking around with cameras in our hands and tripods. Now, at least from all of this, even though we're probably not going to hear anything, at least we know it exists, and at least we know the wheels are turning. And although this doesn't confirm that we'll hear about the game anytime soon, it's becoming, of course, much more likely, and they're ready to show it off, or at least announce it again. And EVO, once again, is our best chance of that, right? And it's been a long time since we heard about this game as well, and if we go by the dev cycles like we talked before on Riot's previous titles, including Valorant, which was like the latest one, this all lines up pretty damn well. So guys, that is the news. I'm gonna ramble now, because YouTube wants me to, because I want to. So the last time we saw footage on this game, like the only thing that's on my mind right now is basically how this game is going to play. If it's gonna be this super duper like casual bare bones fighting game, or is it gonna be something really in-depth that's also accessible, which is probably what like every fighting game developer is trying to do right now. October 2019 was the last and only time we got to see footage for Project L. We don't even know the title of this game yet. All right, and I have so many questions that like on what has changed since we last saw it. I'm really hungry for more information. First off, is this game still a 1v1? It's likely because that's the last time we saw it as a 1v1, but that's also an easy way for them to play test each character. The reason I say that is because, you know, League is inherently a team game. Okay, and team screams esports. It screams esports. All right, Valorant's a team game. You know, they have a card game as well, but they you know, Riot is really on the competitive side to make the games go big, right? Have money involved and glory and all that. So if it's a team-based game, then the game will also require quite a sizable roster for them to pull that off. And we only saw 4 characters. At the forefront, we saw Ari versus Darius. We saw Katarina. She was teleporting everywhere. And we saw Jinx, which was really interesting. We got to see some ADC characters being used in the game. So like I said, there's a lot of characters that it's kind of hard to say like, hey, we could put every single character from League in this game. I don't think that will really work. And that's why I was kind of thinking the team aspect, or maybe they'll have kind of an assist aspect with that. Another thing too is that team games might be a little easier for casuals to kind of get into, just because they're playing with friends and it's not, you know, 1v1, it's not as sweaty, so to speak. But from the footage that we saw, it was indeed a 1v1. Now, this looks like a pretty fast-paced game too. Like we saw Katarina running, like I said, we saw her teleporting. We saw a lot of mechanics actually, from air teching to rolling recovery. Looks like some kind of just defend mechanic. There's a lot of stuff going on, and obviously they were probably bloating it with mechanics to test a lot of things. And, you know, of course, we can obviously compare this game to Rising Thunder and how it's probably going to play out, where it's kind of like Street Fighter-esque, but the pacing seemed more anime to me personally from what we've seen from this very like 7 seconds of footage. We can also see the UI from each character will be unique as well, because similar to how like all the characters in League have passives. Like we've seen on the HUD, it looks like every character has like some type of ammunition or resource bar that's different, doesn't look universal. So we know the game will probably feature, one button specials, but I don't think that will automatically mean the game will be brain dead simple from just that fact alone. It has to be addictive. There needs to be depth, of course, but that depth can't be realized from players if someone tries the game for 10 minutes and they can't even perform a special move, right? They got to get sucked in first, and that's pretty much how League works, right? And of course, a free-to-play will probably help with that as well. And so much can change in 2 years, man. The next time we see actual footage, it'll give us an absolute clear direction on what Riot wants to go in terms of gameplay and how they want to market this game. I don't want to ramble too much, guys, because, we don't know anything about this game yet. And it's only a matter of time before I do that inevitable, I want this character in this game video, which is going to happen eventually here. But I'll keep you guys in the loop when we hear something. Alright, guys, next stop, Evil, of course. Alright, let me know in the comments below what your guys' expectations are. Alright, guys, take care. Peace.